Poison Jab. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Krogan with Corkscrew Punch. Beaverava. Sand Wind. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. Another Krogan with Corkscrew Punch. And Toxtricity with Vengeful Shock. If any of your Pokemon were knocked out by damage from an attack during your opponent's last turn, this attack does 60 more damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Second pack. Ooh. Applin, heal 30 damage from one of your benched Pokemon. Wooper with Tail Whap, looking very silly. Shroomish with Spore. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. And look at Meltan with Stampede. He looks really nice. I think he's jumping down on some bolts. And Audino, Healing Light. Heal 10 damage from each of your Pokemon. So like a mass heal, I guess. Ooh, okay. So here we go. Carkol, Hammer in 50 damage. Clamperl, Sparkling Pearl 20 damage. Silly Cobra, I love the name. Headbutt 30 damage. And another Krogan with Corkscrew Punch. And now I know this card is good, so let's see it. It's the Megalocardio X. Let's see. Whoa. I love these interactive immersive cards. He's ready to fight, but who? I guess. Oh wow, Charizard. Is that a Charizard? Y. Mega Charizard Y. That was a nice card, I like these immersive ones, I think they're great. Fighting Pulse, 90 plus damage. If this Pokemon has at least one extra fighting energy attached, this attack does 50 more damage. That's pretty good, I think. I'm so happy that we got the card now. I like the nice looking ones. I don't really fight too much. Malamar with Evolution Jammer. During your opponent's next turn, if they can't play any Pokemon from their hand to evolve their Pokemon. Isn't that really good? Like, they can't evolve their Pokemon. Like, doesn't that like... Yeah, I don't know, I feel like stopping evolution is quite good now. Kapfu, take energy from your energy zone and attach it to this Pokemon. I think that is a normal energy. Watchog with Psych Up. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Psych Up attack does 30 plus damage. Alright. Toxel with Slap, 20 damage. And Herdier, Hansela, if you know, you know. Hammer in with 50 damage. Carnivine, Bite 30 damage. I love how he looks here, like covering his mouth. Headram with Disarming Voice, 20 damage. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Bramblin with Petty Grudge. You know what? I really like Bramblin. I think it's such a silly Pokemon, and like, I don't know, I like it. I remember I used it in my Scarlet and Violet playthrough. Chinchou, Razorfin 20 damage. Hadreen, Mental Crush. If your opponent's active Pokemon is confused, this attack does 70 more damage. Interesting. Volcarona. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can pick. Another Carnivine with Bite. Another Silly Cobra. Cinccino or Cinccino, I don't know. Knock away 30 plus damage. Flip a coin. If it hits, this attack does 30 more damage. Camerupt with Eruption for 60 plus damage. Flip 3 coins. For each hit, discard a fire energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy discarded this way. I feel like that isn't great, no. That sounds very complicated for not a big reward. Carco, ooh, okay. I heard the little jingle, so I knew there was something coming. Hammer in. Surskit, firefighting. Discard a fire energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Interesting. I feel like no one's gonna use it, but it could be like a nice little deck. I don't know. Taramaka Headbutt. I love him, by the way. Look how round he is in this one. Another Surskit. And Crustle X with Boulder Crush for 90 damage. Bit of a random card, but I like the 3D effect that it has going on. You know, you see a little bit the shine and everything. It's nice. Tangela, bind, 20 damage, flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Another Watchog with Psych Up. Furfrou, which has the ability Fur Coat, which means that this Pokemon takes minus 20 damage from attacks, so 20 damage less from attacks. Whimsy Tackle, flip a coin. If tails, it does nothing, and if heads, it does 80 damage. Stuffle, looking very silly. Tackle for 30. Oh. And Growell, Slicing Snipe. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Very nice. Meltan, Stampede for 10 damage. Cast Form, Blow Through, 20 damage, 20 plus. If a stadium is in play, this attack does 20 more damage. Breloom, Pre-Dawn Strike, 30 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, it does 60 more damage. I feel like these are not that good. I feel like these like conditional ones, like if a stadium's in play, it does 20 damage, okay? So it's, you have a stadium, you do 40 damage. With a cast form, I feel like that's too like conditional and stuff, I don't know. Oh, and we still have a Golbat, Cutting Wind, 40 damage. This is the last pack of the first punch, and oh wow. Spoiler alert, that last card is a shiny. Cupchew, Ice Punch for 30 damage. More Peko, look at him. Full Belly Bolt, 10 plus damage. If this Pokemon has no damage on it, this attack does 30 more damage. It's okay. Golbat, Cutting Wind, 40 damage. Gligar with Lunge, and he's lunging in the photo. Flip a coin. If tails, this attack does nothing, but if heads, it does 40 damage. And one more card, another cast form, and this is a shiny, so let's see what we get. Hitmonchan X, wow, with a quick straight pow pow. 50 damage, this attack is not affected by weakness, so we'll do 50 no matter what, which is pretty good for a 1 energy, but I don't know if it's worth it. I feel like people like a lot of attacking, just like one-shotting stuff rather than, you know, we do a quick 50 here, a quick 50 there. That's a lot of cards. Don't look how many cards I have in total. Yeah, I just opened my daily packs, you know, do all that stuff. Let's do another 10 pack. Oh, okay. Let's do one more 10 pack. 10 pull or whatever. See what we get. Bean, bean, bean. Let's see. Oh, one of them did a little sparkle. That's good. Wooper. With tail web for 30. Another Camerupt. Cast form. Sunny form though. Sunny Scorching, 30 damage. If a stadium is in play, your opponent's active Pokemon is now burnt. I'm not convinced by this stadium. Another of the same cast form. Okay. Inteleon, 150 health. Swift Shot once during your turn. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may do 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Aqua Edge, 70 damage. So, what I'm getting from this is that when you evolve it, you deal 30 damage to the active Pokemon of the opponent. Pretty interesting, just like, it's basically free damage to be honest. Taramaka, silly as always, cast form. Paldean Tauros, the Aqua breed I'm guessing. Smash Kick for 50 damage. Surskit again with firefighting. And another Paldean Tauros. I feel like we're getting a lot of duplicates in the same pack, which is like, okay. Oh, Embor, Flare Storm, 7 damage. Flip a coin. For each fire energy attached to this Pokemon, this attack does 30 more damage for each head. See, I feel like this is like the Camerupt, but better, no? I feel like the Camerupt you have to discard the energy to deal damage, and this one's just like, you just deal the damage. Poliwag with Ring Splash for 20 damage. And Riolu Fighting Fist, 10 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, this attack does 30 more damage, so 40 total. Trico, Pound, for 20 damage. And Magneton with Magnetic Blast for 50 damage. Another Surskit, Larpesta with Steady Fire Breathing for 20 damage. Route with Smack for 20 damage. Zekrom, which honestly looks a bit not as intimidating in this photo. Am I crazy? He looks a bit, I don't know, he looks small. Bolt Strike, Flip Coins. If Tail, this attack also does 30, this Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself. So you're hitting yourself if you hit Tails. I feel like that's okay though. I don't know. Corvi Squire, Joust, 30 damage. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. Do people use tools? I feel like I don't play the game enough to know. Like the battlings aspect. Mintino Fluffy Tail, your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. Toxicroak, we had so many Croakungs, I'm happy we get one Toxicroak. Poison Jab 40 damage, and you can poison the opponent. Magnemite Thundershock for 20. Flip a coin, if heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Seawaddle, looking very worried in the rain, with No for 20 damage. Crobat, Surprise Strike. If this Pokemon moved from the bench to the active spot this turn, this attack does 60 more damage. That's quite interesting. Oh, I heard a jingle, which means we get something. Another Toxel, Bronzor with Speed, Dive for 20. Corvus Squire with Joust again. Quillfish with Spinny Brush, or Spiny, because spines, I don't know. Flip a coin. Until you get Tails, this attack does 40 damage for each head. So you could do a lot of damage if you hit like 3 hits in a row, or 4 or 5. But if you hit 0, then I'm guessing it's 0 damage. And here we go. Oh my god, I love it. Look at Minchino, look at Chinchino. Knock away. Flip a coin. If heads, this Pokemon does 30 more damage. But look how cute. The Chinchino looks, and the little Minchino's in the background as well. I love it. I love these cards. I think they're so nice. Bounded Field. This is a stadium. When applying the opponent's active Pokemon's weakness to damage from attacks used by your Pokemon in play that aren't Mega Evolution Pokemon, apply the weakness as times 2. So because weakness is like, if you're grass and you get hit by fire, it does 20 more damage than the attack would say. So if that attack does 50, but it's a fire attack and you're weak to fire, it would do 70 because it does 20 more. But with this, it has times 2, so I'm guessing it would do 90. But not to Mega Evolved X Pokemon, so yeah, I don't know. Rookity with Plug for 10. Before doing damage, discard all Pokemon tools from your opponent's active Pokemon. All Pokemon tools. I swear you could only equip one. I don't know. I feel like they should have said discard the Pokemon tool. Another Stuffle, looking very sweet. Another Carnivine. And Cabby, is this just the guy who drives you around in a flying taxi? Put a random stadium card from your deck into your hand. This is the guy who just flies you around. That's like the taxi driver. Fantastic, I love. We need more Cabby representation in Pokemon. Oh, I love Lillipup. Puppy Pile. Reveal all of your Pokemon in play and in your hand that have the Puppy Pile attack. This attack does 20 damage for each of your Pokemon revealed this way. That's interesting. I wonder how many Pokemon there are that have the Puppy Pile ability or attack, I guess. And how high this can stack. Gligar with Lunge. Toxicroak with Poison Jab again. Castform with Blow Through. And Diancie or Diancie. How do you say that? Diancie, with Diamond Storm for 50 damage, and it heals 20 damage from each of your Psychic Pokemon. A Lucky Egg. I like this one in the normal Pokemon games. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon. Draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Am I crazy or is that like really good? Because you draw 5 cards. Rookie D again. I don't know. I feel like drawing 5 is a lot considering decks only have 20 cards. Trapinch digging out of the mud. Mud slap for 10. Roly Goly. Rolling tackle for 20. Gliscor Pierce for 40. And the last pack is going to be a Parasol Lady. I said the Cavi has no representation. Parasol Lady needs more representation in the Pokemon universe. Put one of your water Pokemon in play, except any Pokemon X into your hand. Another Quillfish, another Minchino, and Bisharp, Night Slash for 60. So it's this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. So you can combo with, like, I'm guessing, like that one, I think it was Crobat, which is like when you switch it in, he does more damage. So you could switch this out and then switch it in with the Crobat for next turn. I don't know. Okay. This 10 ball was not as good as the previous one, but it's okay. I think we're gonna do one more, maybe 2 more. I don't even know. I don't know how many like balls I have, you know. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Yeah. We're gonna do a bunch more. Let's see, let's see. Something better this time, come on. Come on, give me something good. Boom. I heard one, like they make a noise, it goes doom. Field blower. We need more field blower presentation now. And discard a Pokemon, dual card from a Pokemon, or discard a stadium card and play. Okay. Patrat with tackle for 20 damage. Zubat. Spin turn. So it's this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. There's like a whole like switching thing that they have going on. Eevee, I love Eevee. Jumping kick. This attack does 10 more damage to each of you. Sorry, does 10 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Another Corvus Squire. Quagsire. Muddy Headbutt. If this Pokemon has any fighting energy attached, this attack does 60 more damage. Interesting. No way. Trico again. Durant back together. If Durant is on your bench, this attack does 30 more damage. So you have to have both Durants, okay? Powing Art for cut up for 10. And we get another Megalocario X, okay? So, yeah. Here we go. We get to see it again. I can't believe we got it again. Look at him go. I wonder who he could be fighting against. Oh my god, it's Mega Charizard. Why? It's a nice card, it's a nice card. I can't believe we got it twice. I don't know what the chances are for these cards, but yeah, there you go, 3 stars. Let's go. Cast form, Rainy form. Oh my god, what is that? Rainy absorbing. If a stadium is in play, heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. So cast form really seems to like stadiums. Swatloon, protect. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage and effects of attacks done to this Pokemon. White Chalk with Psych Up again. Mega Sceptile X. Terminating Tail. Discard a grass energy from this Pokemon. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Look at the shine on that one. Wow. Mega Sceptile X. Ursaring Raging Claws 40 plus. This attack does 40 more damage. Sorry, what? This attack does more damage equal to the damage this Pokemon has on it. So, if it has 20 damage, it will do 40 plus 20. That's pretty good. I mean, assuming you can keep it on low health. Oh my god, okay. Darumaka. Flygon X. During Pokemon Checkup, if this Pokemon is in the active slot, do 10 damage to your opponent's Pokemon from Sand Slammer. In Dragon Balls, discard the top card of your deck. Okay. Roly Goly. Rolling Tackle 20 damage. Here we go. Durant again. And another Mega Sceptile X. Fantastic. Well, here he is again. Shining, like always. Beware. Triple Smash. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 50 damage for each head. Another Bronzor with Speed Knife. Esper with Mumble. He's mumbling away and dealing 20 damage. Teddy Ursa, dig close. Oh my god, his tongue out. Great stuff. 20 damage. Dunsparce, the goat. Pop and Burrow, 20 damage. You may shuffle this Pokemon and all attached cards into your deck. All attached cards. Like tools and stuff. Interesting. Trapinch with Mudslap. Oh, we get a nice card. Jinjo with Razor Fin. Tepig. Stoke, flip a coin. If heads, take 2 energy from your energy zone and attack it to this Pokemon. Attach it to this Pokemon. Pretty nice. Growlithe again. Does 50 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And Tepig again. I love it. Same effect, but look how cute he looks. He's jumping down on I think that's a citrus berry, and a lepa berry, and a pecha, and orange berry. I hope I got that right. But yeah, very nice. I love him. He looks, honestly, he looks like me when I'm hungry and I look at food, so fair enough. I love him. Meltan, Stampede. Weezing with Sludge Bomb for 70 damage. Patrat, Tackle 20 damage. Bullaby, Flap 20 damage. And Lucario with Close Combat during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes 20 plus damage from attacks. Oh wow, okay, so it's like Close Combat in the games where it like lowers your defense, I guess. So the equivalent of this is like you take more damage next turn. Cupful, Training. Yeah, we had this one already. Bullaby with Flap. Lantern with Electric Ball for 7 damage. Trapinch again. And Bombardier. Villainous Delivery. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, you're active. Dark Pokemon Retreat cost is 1 less. And Dark Clutter for 30 damage. Pack number 9, Seawaddle again. Riolu again. Silly Cobra. Gabby, my favorite character after Parasol Lady. Heracross. Powerful Friends 30 plus. If you have any stage 2 Pokemon on your bench, this attack does 50 more damage. That's quite nice, I think. Because I feel like people usually have stage 2 Pokemon, right? Because that's like fully evolved. Evolution Jammer again, Malamar. Inkay, spinning attack 20 damage. I really like Inkay. I think he's such a silly little Pokemon. And look at him, upside down and stuff. Silly Cobra. Electro. What is this photo of him? Electro plus 20 plus. Flip 2 coins. This attack does 30 more damage for each head. And Meowstic. Whoa. Perplexing Ears. Once per turn. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may make your opponent's active Pokemon confused. Just for free. Like. Oh, but it has to be in the okay, if you're in the active spot. But still, okay, for free. Okay. Side shot for 40 damage. Okay. I think we're going to do one more 10 ball. Just for fun. Well, I'm guessing we're going to get a lot of repeats. But, yeah, it is what it is. Only 96 out of 155 cards. I feel like we could be getting a lot more new cards. But yeah. Alright, here we go. I do have a lot more polls. Because I had to save up. But, yeah. Let me know if you like this type of content. I used to do it, but I feel like I stopped because, I don't know, I don't really have a reason. I wasn't as motivated to do it. I was like, I don't know if people are enjoying it so much. So yeah, let me know. Meltan, Furfrou, Numel, knock away 20 plus damage. Flip a coin. If heads, it attack does 30 more damage. Ralts, and Corina. During this turn, attacks used by your fighting Pokemon do 30 plus damage to your opponent's active X Pokemon. Minchino, Regirock, I didn't even know he was here. I mean, I didn't know any of these were here. Mad Hammer, this Pokemon also does 30 damage to itself. I feel like that's not so good. Castform, Rainy Form, another Numel, and another Diancie. Now we're getting all the duplicates, and I heard a little shiny noise. So, we get a card. Well, not shiny noise, but like a little sparkle, you know. Pluck. Sorry, that was Rocketee, that was Patrat. This is Regigigas. With Seal of Antiquity. If you don't have Regirock, Regice, and Registeel on your bench, this Pokemon can't attack. Giga Turbo. Take an energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon. Am I crazy, or is this like really bad? I don't know, like you have to have he can't attack unless you have all these guys on your bench, and like the attack isn't that good, and it costs 3 energy. I don't like it. Sure wish. And the Carcol. Look at him in the mind. The Carcols, they yearn for the mind. Hammer in for 50 damage. Hansela, I mean earlier. Dwebble, and he looks really cute, around 20 damage. Bronzor, Minchino, and Fervro. Tangrowth, Fine Whip, for 8 damage. Carnivine, Roly-Goly, Swatloon, and the Crobat again. Earlier, oh, what is that? Poinar, Darumaka, Voltorb, Single Shot Blast. Flip a coin. If tails, its attack does nothing. If heads, it does 50 damage. And Parasol Lady, no way! I can't. Parasol Lady, my absolute goat. Put one water Pokemon in play, except for any X Pokemon into your hand. Now this is the card that I was looking for. Parasol Lady. Not a Pokemon that looks cool, no. Parasol Lady. Cast form Sunday. Clamperl, Breloom, Mintino, and another Breloom. Another Sunny Day cast form. Rockety, Regice, Reflect Energy. Move to random energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. But random energy. And another Magnemite. And Bronzong. Psychic Resonance 50 plus. If your opponent has any Psychic Pokemon played, this attack is 50 more damage. Okay. I feel like these they're like conditional ones. Like if they have a Psychic type, or if they don't have a Psychic type, then you just it's useless. Well, not useless, but like you know what I mean. So Teddiursa, Corina, Inkay, Oricorio, Pester the Dizzy. If your opponent's active Pokemon is confused, it does 40 more damage this attack, so it will do 16 total. And I think this might be the last pack, so this actually might be the last card. It's Bramblecast. Accept the pain. Okay, I was about to say how I really like Bramblecast. I don't know how I feel about accept pain. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your bench, you may move 30 damage that your active Pokemon has onto this Pokemon. And then Spooky Shot for 60. So you can move the damage from your active Pokemon to this one. That's kind of interesting. Oh, there's actually, this is the last pack. Quagsire, Routes, Surskit, Toxel, and Golbat. And there you have it. That is all of the cards for today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me find my favorite card. Here she is. Wow, incredible. Yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Let me know if you want me to do more TCG Pocket pack openings whenever a new pack comes in like a month